So we are in studio with not only legendary freestyle artist, but fellow Mets fan, George Lamond, everybody.
Hey.
I love how when I say everybody, it's just like the two of us.
It's just the two of us. It's just believe this crowd here.
But I feel, we were just talking off mic, like, I feel like I just saw you because you come to support, like, you're a long time KTU supporter.
New York,
come
baby.
You've come to our Stuff It trucks in the past. We were talking about how, you spent some time on Staten Island.
Yeah.
What does New York, like being back in New York, mean to you?
I love New York, man. I know we're living in a weird atmosphere right now, but I love New York. I'm New York all day. Bronx boy, not a Yankee fan, diehard Mets fan, blue and red, and blue and orange until I die. Those guys are my number one team. They're doing amazing right now. The Yankees are up there, but we're catching up.
I feel like so many years it's been like the Yankees were the better team.
No, the Yankees are the better
No, I know,
team.
but we're doing really well right now.
We're doing amazing.
Yeah, the amazing Mets.
We're doing amazing, and Buck is doing a great job coaching the team. The guys, a couple of guys getting hurt, but it's fine. We got the bench and we're killing it, so we're good.
Well, let's do a little background, okay? Because freestyle is just this legendary genre, and I know you're an avid supporter.
Absolutely.
And that's like also part of what you do besides making music and producing music.
Yes, right.
But let's go back to 1989. Was that when it all started?
So it started in '85, and I'm 53 years old, and I'm up there. So it was a thing that we had. It was just our music. It was just a lifestyle, and it was a fashion. It was the way we talk, what we listened to coming out of high school, lovey-dovey music. And it was just our thing. And we started listening to this music. They actually called it Latin hip-hop because it started with a lot of Latinos singing it.
See, that was the thing. That's how it's always been described to me. I was trying to describe to my boyfriend what exactly freestyle was. And I'm like, but to me, it does not really sound like hip-hop. It's more like of a dance hall feel, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah. That's pretty good. Yeah, like a dance hall because it has the same BPMs almost more or less, just a little bit slower when it comes to the patterns. But it was pretty much based on like Soul Sonic Force, Planet Rock, that kind of stuff. And we just started putting chords to it, writing music about our lives and our love lives and what's going on. And it turned into this thing where a lot of these young kids were all just gathering in these little clubs. And then it just turned out to be this big, massive movement, and it spread like wildfire through Brooklyn, Queens, New Jersey, Connecticut.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It seems that there are these hot spots for freestyle.
Absolutely.
New York is definitely one of them.
Absolutely.
Miami.
And Miami's a big one. Wherever you got a lot of hot-blooded Latinos, you're definitely going to have this movement. And, Brooklyn was right behind us, man. I got to give a shout-out to all my lovely Italianos out in Brooklyn. Those guys, they hit me up every day. And they're like, this is an American music. We love this stuff. This is the sister of disco. We love freestyle. And, there's no better station than to represent it than KTU. So I'm glad that we're doing this.
You.
How long is it? 30 years? 35?
Well, 25.
25.
Well, but that was last year, and we weren't really able to celebrate, unfortunately.
Right.
I mean, we did, this whole digital online thing, and Bartel spearheaded that, and it was...
And it sounded great. You guys made it work flawlessly.
We even brought back, old DJs that had been on the air many years ago. And listen, we may have some surprises in store for you at KTUphoria. Which brings us to KTUphoria. We have a special 25th anniversary freestyle set that is planned. Now, I know you do a lot of shows with fellow freestyle artists. Is it always like the same old thing, or is it always something a little bit different?
Well, I know that it was definitely different because there's so many. You have to understand, you have a lot of musicians from the East Coast and from the West Coast, So what happened now is we just kind of banded together, the majority of us, and we pretty much see each other on different venues. So it depends. Like we're doing the Amway Center in Orlando, right? And then we're doing the I think is the AT&T Dome in Texas. So we all switch it up. It depends what market we're going to be in, but we always switch it up. I know that I do. So for KTUphoria, Lord knows, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I know something's planned, and we spoke within ourselves of who's going to do what, who's going to join who on stage. And
wait, are you saying that we might iHeartRadio Music Festival this thing?
I don't know, man. We're just going to improvise. It's going to be fun. I mean, you have to understand the celebration's been 25 years, so we got to make it fun,
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about it, and, I'm just excited. I'm excited to do it, and I'm going to try to do a couple of stretches before I get on stage. It's been a couple of years.
That was something else else we were talking about before. You know, every day it's like something new randomly hurts. But I mean, it's so incredible that you can just go on stage and just like feed off the energy of the crowd.
That's it.
Do you have like any pre-show rituals?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. What I usually do what I like to do is, so I get my guy, he comes over to me, he goes, all right, George, what are we doing tonight? And I says, what do you mean? What are we doing? Let me take a look at the crowd. So what I do is I take a little peek behind the curtains, and I want to know what the audience is jamming to, whether it's a DJ performing or it's a live act going on. And I go on that energy. I see what they react to, and I see that if they're reacting to something that I do, then I'm like, I'm going to milk that, and this is how we're going to do it. And we usually set different segments, so I segment each song. So it depends. If the show's dying, I'll come up with a hit banger. If not, I'll take it slow and then build it up. So it all depends.
So you're custom tailoring it, not to your stamina, but to the
energy of the crowd.
Yeah, I was gonna say
the energy of the crowd. Yeah, I mean, it's euphoria. You know, I need that. I need that vibe. So all I care is that, excuse me. All I care is that we blow it up. 100% energy from the beginning all the way to the end, because we're not going to be on there for that long, so might as well give them a memorable show.
It must go by in the blink of an eye.
It does. I mean, like, my whole life has gone by in the blink of an eye.
Can relate. With that said, who are you most excited about seeing on the lineup that is not a freestyle artist?
Pitbull.
Yeah.
So Rob Miller, years ago told me. So, real quick story if I have time. So, before I did Don't Stop Believing, it was a conference. So, we had just recorded the record, and it was on Robbins Entertainment, right? And I was backstage, and Gaga was the big talk at the conference. It was this girl with this hood with glasses walking around. No one knew who she was.
So, this is like the Poker Face days.
Yeah.
Or no, the Just Dance?
No, Just Dance.
It'll be
with,
okay.
Who was she singing the song with the...
Akon. Yes, that's
right. So I believe he produced it or had something to do with it. Anyway, so she was a big thing, and I'm like, man, who's this girl? She's with his entourage. Everyone's talking about Gaga. So whatever. So I'm talking with this gentleman, and I'm waiting. And they're like, George, you got 5 minutes? Could you stand backstage? You need anything? I'm like, yeah, a little tea, water, blah, 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 blah. So, you know, I'm getting the jitters out because this is the first non-freestyle song that I've ever worked on, because Don't Stop Believing is almost like a house poppy kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, you know, if you think about where it comes from,
right.
Before that, it's more just like a straight up rock song.
Rock song, right?
Yeah.
So whatever, we did that, and we're talking with this real nice guy. He's like, how long's your set? And I'm telling him this, and we're talking, and we talked so much that they had announced my name on stage, and I had to say goodbye to the guy. I'm like, appreciate it, good luck, knock it out. And I'm performing this song. Next thing you know, Rob Miller calls me. He goes, I love this song. This thing's amazing. We're going to add it. Literally that day, I got back to my hotel room. He goes, hi, I don't know if you know who I am, Rob Miller, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I was talking with you backstage. I'm like, that was you?
That was
he
Rob?
Goes, yeah, we were kicking it.
I thought you were going to say it was Pitbull. I was like, oh my gosh.
Kicking it. No, sorry. It was just Rob. So, but we kicked it. But he was telling me.
But you know, Robin and Pitbull have that relationship.
Yeah,
so I think that he would love that. Yeah,
sorry. Yeah, so I was segueing into, he was talking to me about Pitbull. And that's how we started talking. And next thing you know, I go on stage and I do my song, and it was Rob Miller. Who knows?
Oh my gosh. Well, I have a little history for you. It was 2008, you said. That was the #1 song, your song, Don't Stop Believing, on KTU that year.
Yeah,
and
awesome.
I think still, we still play it. It's still an anthem here on our station.
It's a bar song, man. I mean, when they did the original, I remember I used to go to bars, and they would play the original Journey with like a house mix underneath, just sped up a little bit. It's still rock.
Yeah, there's something about that song in particular, and just the way that you added your flavor to it. Yeah, it just made it like a real bop, and
absolutely,
I love that. And we talked about before how you're an advocate for freestyle music, keeping it alive, and kind of passing it on to new generations of listeners. Tell me about the documentary that you're working on.
So the documentary is called Freestyle: The Music, The Legacy. It's being directed by Maria Secor. She's a well-known director who's done films, documentary films, and she's an old friend of mine. She's from Jersey, and she hit me up a couple of years ago telling me that she wanted to do this, and I was like, she's never going to call. Lord and behold, she called me about 2.5 years ago, and we started working on it, and I'm a field producer on the project, and I think it's important. And look, I'm getting up there with age, sooner or later, my kids are going to become parents, and I want to leave a nice legacy, a visual legacy of what we've done and all the work that we've bust our chops on, and this is a great representation of what the music is. And it's going to cover everything. I'm not just the music, not just the singers. I'm talking about the engineers, the writers,
the history. Yeah, because I actually we can't talk about this on the interview because it's too dorky. But I've always been very curious about the actual audio production of freestyle music and the evolution of that, because from where it started to where it kind of is now is so different.
Absolutely.
And that goes to say for all music.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that another time.
No worries,
but
no worries.
or we could just watch the documentary.
Yeah, man. It's called Freestyle: The Legacy, and it'll be out in about 2 more years. But if you go to IMDb, just type that in, and it'll come up. And everyone who's affiliated with this film so far.
Wonderful. George Lamond, thank you so much. And we will see you at KTUphoria. You can see George too. Get those tickets at Ticketmaster.com.